In a courtroom bright and bold, and he marks the stories he told. With a finger pointed high, he's the ace, the reason why. Through objections loud and clear, truth and justice always here. From the witness stand to the judge's chair, and he's ready beyond compare. And he marks in Phoenix Wright, fight for truth with all his might. Meet a spirit and mind up by his side. Together they'll turn the tide. He's defending the accused, while baby Gumshoe is confused. Solve the case, bring the truth to light with Andy Marks and Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright.
Trial former. February 23rd. What's today's date? Oh, we were so close to lining up our trial date with this. Ooh, but well, let me say, if we come back next Friday, oh man, we're gonna. I hope we could actually stay on the same day for the trial. That'd be really cool if we finish the trial on February 23rd. That'd be really cool. How'd the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me. No matter what the outcome, I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they're suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. Court is soon in session. Yeah, baby. But there's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Here we go! My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Court's almost in session. You guys know what that means. Lawyer glasses on, baby. Lawyer glasses on. Ah, our boy Edgeworth. Court in session? Court is in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. Glasses are on. Andy's getting serious. Phoenix never stays a day of court without a nice rack by his side. Gotta respect that. Right? It's been 2 months, but I haven't seen it. I haven't been in a courtroom since that trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment is to be made here in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she has rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow. He's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will not pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel, to the stand. Cough up, Queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have a fiesta bowl. Ah, thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It's too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Edgeworth is not having it. A professional witness. Did he just call? Did he just call his witness a hooker? I kind of thought the same thing, but like. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So, this is why everyone raves about caviar. It tastes so tasty, it hurts! I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. Why is Miles isn't having it today, right? Why is there so many people just popping up like as police officers? Like or like detectives. You had the fucking cowboy fucking Bebop fucking as a detective. This bitch was a fucking detective. What's next? I'm a detective. Man. What? Miss Starr was a detective? Ah! I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up, Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue the description of Miss Starr. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. Ah. A drawing of the scene. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block for the prosecutor's office personnel, and B block for its visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's space. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the block A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with a knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It does seem rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Very well, Mr. Wright. I can't agree on that principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your wish, Mr. Starr. Miss Starr? Wait, are they talking about me? Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I said something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garage car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand, and then she thrust the pointy tips of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching! As you can see, there's no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you seem to be stabbing Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Alright, let's save. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's ununiformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I feel that I've had found my dream job. I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing but worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? That yet another boyfriend application is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks! Look at the judge. Note to self, the judge has to think about... Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot in block in the A block. It's up on the second level so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by the car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed a crime. Let me look at something here. How can she see the crime? I mean, that parking space is open on the side. Slide. No, but even so, they were on the other side of the car. That doesn't add up to me. She wouldn't have been able to see that crime. We'll keep pressing, but that seems a little suspect. You said something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? I felt like, how would you say? Oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Then I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. In any case, therein a lot. I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. By Gaish car, you mean? Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you're sure was the defendant. I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. She's telling the truth, we are doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have evidence, we can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you're a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism and maybe relegated to the lowly post lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. Oh? 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 What? I didn't realize this was a thing. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of the criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Uh-oh. That is unmistakably Lana Sky. So, what was the defendant doing at that time? Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the knife was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well-versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding the knife. And then what? Wait, then. What then? Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late. Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, the sir's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panic For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. You see, there's no... Oh, you know what? Let me save. I got a feeling I know. What? There's no prints on the fucking knife. Loss of blood from chest wound. 4.5 inches. I mean, I could look at this again. Apparently it's not letting me. That is blood. I'm gonna try this out. Let's see. Yeah. I figured that wasn't gonna be it. Let me see. How would she... There's obviously something here. That's gonna be for later, though. Something's not... Man, I'm trying to... Let me look at the evidence for this again. You guys have any ideas? Could zoom in. zoom into this. Maybe there's something here. That's just such like a short amount of time between him parking. Like that's the part that's bothering me. Like our entire murder happened between him parking and like how would Edgeworth not have run into her? And then this autopsy report died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Why didn't they use 5 o'clock? That's like kind of because yeah, loss of blood from chest wound. He died in 15 minutes. From what I mean, like I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too hard at the wrong thing here, but something about this broken shield is throwing me off too. Why'd they gray everything out? Well, not gray everything out, but like make everything all blurry. Then she thrusts the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. She's not holding the knife in this photo, though. When the photo of the crime isn't... Photo Lane isn't trying to present it on the 5th or 6th statement. Yeah. I literally just noticed that. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch, but isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is a photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? So why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? You see the dark crimson stain on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photo. Ah, yes. It's hard to tell. Oh, excuse me. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem except you. Mr. Wright, are you gonna just sit there and take all this kind of abuse? You got a better idea? Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it. If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold calculating like a robot. She killed without any pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she should not be wearing those gloves. Ah! These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. Yeah, this, right, I got a feeling it's this ticket. Come on, I feel like I'm on the right track there. Because how would it be premeditated? How would she know that Edgeworth's car would be in the parking lot at that time? Yeah, that's all. Oh, yeah, that's right. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she also not prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Ugh. The knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Ah, war! Order, order, order! Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My dish is as good as free. Uh-oh. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution needs to prove. Nothing else. Very good, prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now? But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now. Yeah, CJ, that ending was last week. You didn't... Yeah, that ending was last week. Guys, let me try these. I got strawberry cheesecake Oreos from the deli. Let me try these bad boys out. I'm gonna try out two. Oh, these smell incredible. Oh my god. So good. CJ, the VOD's still up though. Eat the second Oreo. The murder was the prosecuting lawyer we were facing in court. You're making me want strawberry cheesecake Oreos. Incredible. Wow. So good. Yeah, it was karma. Let's take a sip of water. Lana Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Again and again? Ooh, big hole. Big hole in your testimony. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? I love Emma. Emma is one of my favorite characters. In any case, the defendant may now cross-examine the witness. Dumbass. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise! I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right! Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk. He's my hero, really. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness? You got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood, but now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breasts. Splattered blood from the victim. That's why I thought she might have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you... Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify! Her red muffler? Save again. Are you stupid? Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective's work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim, and you've proved it yourself with this photograph. I love how Edgeworth is literally just exposing her and taking Phoenix's thunder. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection, chop liver? But it was there, a scarf. No, not that, but something red, really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime scene and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. Most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might be the moment of truth. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to the side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance was futile. Alright, we got a lie, ladies and gentlemen. That was you are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake, bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is kind of a snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No, thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Roar. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, as you will. As you will. She literally made a call. Come on, guys. We did see that oil drum in the thing. So where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall right next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. What a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? This picture again. Oh, wait a minute. Alright, okay. How would she, okay. Is anyone else, like, thinking how the fuck would she run over to that other side? If there's a giant fucking fence on the other, like, that, like, where would she run? There's not a clear entrance way to get from parking lot B to parking lot A. How would she get there? Unless there's an entrance that I don't know about. You say quickly, were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details. I like to see this on the floor plans just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Star? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you? I went over it, of course. Amazing! The cough-up queen lunch lady athlete, indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. She couldn't have done that. She couldn't have got to my sister that fast, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the fence was about 9 feet high, too. How did Miss Sky not get away? She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard was the word muffler. Just that one word? So what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, Chief. Prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean... the cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory. It's like a salmon, heading upstream, you see. No, no. The court doesn't see, Miss Star. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order. So she used her cell phone? Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order on that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing. Never happened to good testifying. You should of course add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was gonna ask the same thing! I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, he climbed over the chain link fence. And when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this. What is it, Mr. Wright? She made to escape. Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pate of full grass. Huh? She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The other? Ah! The parking lot entrance. That's right. That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partitions to the oil drums. Excellent, more mysteries. I wish we could solve before finding. So Sky tried to run. I'm sorry, my sister's so suspicious, Mr. Wright. Not as sorry as I am. But she didn't do it. You have to believe me. Man, that's a 9-foot high fence. She didn't get hurt at all. She doesn't even look like she's in any rush. No. Let's see. I don't know why I did that. I saw it on how she tried the phone on the wall, but oh wait, oh yeah, she couldn't have. She has to be lying because where she saw was on the way where she says she couldn't see the wall in the parking garage. Yeah, I literally just got that. Miss Star, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought that you'd be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You, who together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Star, this is a fatal this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said that you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. The emergency phone was on the other side, was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. Whoa! Order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies! What a fucking line! That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. The witness lied about what she saw. Alright, we gotta save. She lied about what she saw, in other words. She didn't see Miss Sky using that emergency phone. It does seem hard to imagine how she could have. Very logical. What's the matter, Star? cat got your lunchbox? Mr. Wright, I hate to bother you while you're celebrating your victory, but why would Miss Star lie like that? Hmm? Why would she say that my sister had tried to use the phone but failed? It doesn't make any sense. Why lie about something so insignificant? Oh, dang, she's right. I mean, she really did see her try to maybe she really did see her try to use the emergency phone. I see no room for doubt here. You ordered patooey on rice, right? Okay. Thank God I fucking saved there. Where she saw it then. Order the events. She lied about the order of the events. Miss Sky used that emergency phone before the murder. I see. I hadn't thought of that. That took the wind out of her sails. Yep, that middle one. Miss Sky tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Star to lie about it. Pointless to lie? I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I've ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security guard room is in the underground parking lot, is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness not being a part of the prosecutor's office couldn't park in A block. The only place she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Star, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has got the better of Angel Star. Order, order! Witness? What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? She's talking about Miss Sky? Oh, Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Star lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said that she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything, unless she knows who did the crime. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands. It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason is, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Star witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said that she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would change? But how did she get that photo, though? Maybe that photo was taken prior to the crime? Distance to the crime? It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in the question here. What matters is the time it would take for her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Skye? Well, witness? You. Yes. You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone down from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with a fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend? He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew it, before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. That's a long way to run. That's why I had to go to the visitors' parking lot in B block. That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have a photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely! Okay. That's right, you have to do something. Do you have any evidence to stop this? 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest? Think about it. If you can make pasta in that amount, you can make pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente. I've got lunch boxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank? Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. I love how the judge is becoming more and more dumber. But you have the instincts of a killer. You'd run, but this time was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yeah! Well then, it seems like we come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant, and it's a grudge against the defendant and the blank in her testimony. Hydra, I'm playing this right now. Give me 1 second, guys. Hydra, I'm streaming. I mean, you can stay in here if you want, but I'm not gonna. I'm playing Phoenix Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Uh-oh. Hold it! What's happening? Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one she tried to foist on me. I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? Her trick lunchboxes. That's hilarious. Thank you for the hydrate, then. My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker? Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear this decisive evidence. Like the lunch lunchman motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time? This lady is fucking hilarious. This judge is an idiot. I love it how he just keeps getting bought by lunches. Decisive evidence. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. The judge is such a pushover. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention it? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. We could at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Oh, come on, Hydra. What the fuck? Hope you get a fucking nope. Alright, here we go. Okay, let's see, why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just want people to look at the results. the results. How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. And why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot of known prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This is when the suspect is admitting she did. But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. Wait a minute, let me see. Wearing both fucking shoes. Where'd the fucking shoe come from? Wait, the victim's shoe. Wait a minute. Let me see something here. Let's see. Moon was found. Okay, so it's the victim's shoe. Is there anything that would suggest that the victim's shoe was not on at the time? Where did she find that shoe, though? And why would she be bleeding? Oh, wait a minute. She did have a bandage on. Let's see, I mean, it would have been like right here. No. Let's see. Load. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes. Let's see. Let me just press. Let me just press. Okay, I already did this one. But that makes no sense, because, like, why would she... I don't know. And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So, like an ill-trained pooch, he snuck off with the shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? Carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox shoe, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. So you brought up to the forensics department. If you're going to submit something as evidence in your court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim. As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. But like, where was her blood wound? Where was her wound, huh? She's not bleeding at all. Okay, what the fuck? Okay, thank God. She's not bleeding at all, though. I'm so confused. She's not bleeding at all in that picture. can't say for sure that the blood belongs to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie. Huh? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types: A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we could differentiate between millions of types of blood with all blood tests at that, which means we can more than less narrow any sample of blood drop. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But there's little doubt it could be anyone else other than Miss Lana Skies. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She isn't enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or do you not have a problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? Let me actually look at this. Ah, there's blood here too! On the sole of the shoe. It's gotta be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. All this blood, it's horrible. This blood might be an important clue. If I'm not imagining things, I say there's one critical problem with this evidence, a clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be the contradictory about the blood on the bottom of the shoe? It'd probably have to be the autopsy, right?
Take that!
I'm guessing your shoe has blood on it too. You just shot yourself in the foot. Ugh. Okay. Let me reload. Oh, fuck. Yeah, you're right. Please save. Yeah, I just actually thought of that. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even realize that.
Take that!
It'll be your blood on the bottom of my show.
Take that!
The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why aren't there any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your whole claim about this show. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order, order, order! Well, witness? What? You're going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. Then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh. That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more divisive than I give her credit, devious than I give her credit for. We were hoodwinked at the very end, to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspects. She knocked my hands over and kicked over an oil drum. I thought there was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. The oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently, you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? You want to know the reason she kicked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't mean... Yeah. The suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase bloodstains that would become evidence against her. Wah! That ties things up nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie are quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him? So what's when my sister's blood got on that shoe? So that's when my sister's blood got on that shoe? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please! What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Uh-oh. Why would the oil drum be filled with water? I don't know. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprint. Well... I thought you had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments, and you'll be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare me. Don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this. A photograph. A photograph? I just had it in case anyone else had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. That's right, wait, look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last shred of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help her after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this was your sister. This was what your sister wanted anyway. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead on this one. I suppose since we're coming this far, we should reclaim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court... Oh, right here, I think. Well, let me see. Well, it's probably here, don't you think? Yeah, let me just reload that. What's in the tailpipe of the car? I was looking at that. She was saying muffler. The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor. You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or any scarf in this photograph. A muffler is a part of a car. Is also a part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth is the muffler related to this case. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what she had confessed. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler? Ah, yeah! Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Whoa! Well, it seems like we have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? If I find myself wondering about that piece, of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered, then here we do a law service to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will have to wait until we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew. That was close. But we made it. At least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. Still hungry?
And Phoenix Wright.